now, the first afternoon session of the second day of the APEC CEO Summit is now underway. Let's go live to the National Convention Center, where Russian President Vladimir Putin is delivering his speech to world business leaders. His topic today is, as we mentioned before, is what the Asia-Pacific means to Russia. And Russian President Vladimir Putin has arrived in Beijing on Sunday morning to the APEC economic leaders meeting that opens today. And the host of the meeting, as you see, has introduced Mr. Putin.
APEC CEO Summit.
And on Sunday, Russia and China signed agreements to boost their energy cooperation, including a memorandum of understanding to develop a second route to supply China with Russian natural gas. You're watching the live picture of Russian President Vladimir Putin giving a speech to the APEC meeting. Let's take a listen.
Cooperation between Russia and Asia-Pacific region.
Россия, как часть АТР, обязана использовать те конкурентные преимущества, которые...
We see great competitive advantages that this rapidly growing center of economic technology and innovation offers. The development of such regions of Russia as Siberia, Far East, opens up unique opportunities for the countries of this vast region. Opportunity to efficiently use new opportunities and further strengthen its potential. For Russia, cooperation with Asia-Pacific is a strategic priority, and it is very important that for our relations with the overwhelming development, relations of the countries of the region characterized by general positive, constructive spirit, we value the determination, and we are determined to further bring forward multifaceted bilateral and multilateral cooperation. We think that the experience of many of the Asia-Pacific countries serves as a good example in terms of building competitiveness. They are at the forefront when it comes to innovation, finance and investment, and even despite negative financial trends of the past few years have been showing good dynamics with an insignificant drop in growth rates. That said, in order not to be caught in the retracted recession, the countries of the region will need to do important structural reform. It is not by chance that our Chinese friends outlined structural reform as one of priorities for its APEC presidency. Russia is no exception. For us, structural economic reform is a top priority. Today, trade with Asia-Pacific accounts for over 1/4 of all trade volume of Russia and its foreign partners, and we're planning to grow this share to 40%. And we're making specific steps to expand the geography of our exports to increase the share of manufactured and high-tech goods in the trade volume. In the future, we are planning to create a network of accelerated growth-based territories with preferential tax treatment and facilitated administrative procedures. Companies that will be located there will be mostly producing manufactured goods that will mostly be sold in the Asia-Pacific region. I would like to use the occasion to invite you, ladies and gentlemen, to use opportunities that are opening up and locate your production in the Far East of Russia. Let me reiterate, we'll do our utmost to create best conducive environment for your work. As compared with 2009, the volume of direct investment from Asia-Pacific to Russia doubled, amounting at the moment almost $9 billion. The volume of Russia investments in Asia-Pacific region is smaller, a little under $1 billion as a result of past year, but we're planning to deal with this disbalance. We hope that the creation of the National Coordinating Center to develop economic cooperation with Asia-Pacific countries will allow to launch new projects, which Russia will be part of. For us, one of the key partners in the region is China. As part of cooperation with China, we're planning to more actively use national currencies for bilateral settlement. First, transactions with settlement is done in rubles and RMB are taking place as we speak. And we are planning to grow our cooperation in energy. Our experts are currently looking at the opportunities. Russian-Chinese Intergovernmental Commission on Investment Cooperation is operational. Its priority task is implementing investment projects not in energy sector, and this project should be implemented on the principles of mutually beneficial cooperation. Similar format, develop dialogue and practical interaction in investment, will be launched with other partners. Economic integration is moving to the forefront of the APEC agenda. We believe that the most important achievement of the Chinese presidency is approving specific steps to create future free trade area in Asia-Pacific. This format should take into account interests of all the stakeholders, businessmen in the first place, and take into account peculiarities of our economies, the difference in the development levels. Future Asia-Pacific Free Trade Area will have to interact with other major regional integration unions. In that respect, let me remind you that as of January 1st, 2015, Eurasian Economic Union will become operational. It consists of Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, and Armenia. That's in the process of accession at the moment. We're seeing a new high-capacity regional market emerging based on WTO rules with unified rules, free from barriers impeding free flow of capital, goods, or labor. It opens up great opportunities for cooperation, for technological exchange and investment. One of the strategic goals of the Union is to participate very actively in the integration processes that are underway in the Asia-Pacific region, and I'm sure many of our Asia-Pacific colleagues will be interested in such cooperation. The Union is already negotiating free trade area with Vietnam. We are open for such specific dialogue with other economies of the region. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO summit brought together captains of industries from the region. Some already have experience working in Russia. Others are just looking into opportunities. Therefore, let me touch upon subjects that are traditionally of concern for investors. Long-term priorities for our country's development remains unchanged. Macroeconomic situation in Russia remains stable. It is one of our big achievements, something of value and treasure. We'll be pursuing balanced and very cautious fiscal policy. Public debt will not be growing. We're planning to limit it to a safe level where we can control it, under 15% of GDP, that is. We know that today our national currency is experiencing serious fluctuation. That said, financial authorities are taking the necessary step. CBR continues targeting inflation, will continue doing so in the future. Central Bank of Russia